Yo, what's going on, everybody? Los here, coming at you from the newly named channel, Los's Comic Journey. So, I want you guys to come on a journey with me. I know it's been a long time coming. I definitely wanted to um, make my channel known as an actual comic book channel. I know for the last few years now, it's just been labeled as Los, and it's kind of hard to tell, what my channel actually is. So, I just wanted to rename it. Hopefully, it's easier for people to find. And going forward, hopefully, this is the start of like some new things, and hopefully, I can build upon that. So, this will be my first of, I guess, official video with the new channel name, and this I just want to do a kind of a quick local comic show that I went to with my brother, and some of the pickups that I had at that show. So here is a nice stack of books right there, and I paid about just shy of 80 bucks for all these books. So we're gonna go through it. It was a nice little show. It was 95% dealers, mostly just comics, dollar bin stuff like that. So it was definitely a good time. It was definitely worth the $5 entry fee. It was quite a bit of a little drive, but hey, you know what? If you could find some deals, it makes it worth it, right? I love digging through dollar bins and stuff like that. So it was always a good time. So without further ado, here are the books that I got. So the first one is, this was the first book that I picked up of the day, and this is actually the most expensive book of the day that I picked up, and it is Amazing X-Men #1. It is a variant cover. It's a 1 in 50, and I did pay $15 for it, but just such a cool cover. The name of the artist always escapes me. I believe he's like an Italian artist, something like that. It's like Milo something. I could be wrong, but his work always looks very familiar to this, so I definitely picked it up. For $15 for 1 in 50, you can't beat it. This next one is actually an entire set. It's a four issue set, and it is Zatanna. She had a Zatanna had a like little mini series, 4 issue mini series, and they had it all 4 issues. Had it listed for $10, but everything at the table was 25% off, so I got this whole set for $7.50. So again, anything with Zatanna, stuff like that, anything with like the Justice League Dark and stuff like that, you always try to pick it up just in case the show, whenever it comes on, if it actually does come on with DC's whole issues. But she's a very popular character, so definitely for $7.50 for a whole miniseries, you can't pass that up. These next books are, I want to say most of them are pretty much dollar books. There was a lot of dollar bins to dig through and stuff like that. So there was some finds that you can get. Here is Free Comic Book Day, the all new, all different Avengers. So anytime I see these, I scoop them up, especially for $1. Whenever you can have, Kamala Khan, you have Miles, you have Sam Alexander Nova on the same team, you definitely scoop that up. I don't know if there's like controversy or whatever, but this potentially like their first team up or whatever it is. So I always scoop that up, especially for $1. Next is a book that was hot for a little while, then it kind of cooled down. But when I see it for $1 in the wild, I always scoop it up, and especially this one is a newsstand copy. So it is Thor Annual number 18. I know this got hot when the Loki series came out, and now with the talks of Loki season 2 coming out, maybe this might start to rise. But this in high grade, fairly high grade in a newsstand, you still sells pretty good, and for $1, can't beat it. Next is The Walking Dead 171. I know this show has cooled down a lot. I know when it first came out, it was very popular. I believe this is like the first Princess Pittsburgh or something like that. I know, I want to say maybe she showed up in the show. I stopped watching it a while ago, and I know the show kind of dipped in the ratings. I think this season or last season was like the last one that they had, and I know the series finished as far as like the actual comic, so it kind of cooled off. But when you could find some key, minor key issues in that run for $1, I scoop them up. This next one was, some of these I could not pass up when I saw it, and he basically had them all in his box for $1. So I was like, yes, please. First one is Harley Quinn #3. So from her first solo series, and I believe this is like one of the first meetings of the three, Harley, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. So you know, for $1, you can't beat it. So I definitely scooped that up pretty quick. Um, Next, #9. So just a cool cover with her hyenas in the front. So definitely a cool book to pick up for $1. Next is #10, and I believe this is the first time that Harley Quinn dressed up as Batgirl. So grab that one. And #14, which is just a cool Harley Quinn Poison Ivy cover. So anytime you can get these early Poison Ivy issues and you get them for $1, you definitely scoop them up. Next is just a cool Kang cover, and that is Avengers #2, and you just have all the Kangs behind them there. And again, just awesome Alex Ross cover, and when you can scoop those up for $1, you get them. You never know when it's going to start getting hot again, especially with Kang coming around the corner. So always scoop those up. Another book to scoop up if you can, U.S. Avenger #1. So, or U.S. Avengers #1. Sorry. Scoop that up when you can, especially for $1. You never know when this book will start getting hot, especially with all the new things coming to the MCU. You just never know. Another book to grab is X-Men #193. So I believe this is a double-sized issue, and this is like, I want to say first appearance of Warbird or something. I'm sorry if I'm completely off, but it's a decent book to pick up for $1. Next is Immortal Hulk #43, and this is the Recalled edition. This is the one where there was some anti-Semitic writing or on the jewelry store and stuff like that. So the wording, the way it was not very good. So they recalled that. So for $1, I'll scoop that up. These next ones, he had a bunch of boxes with dollar bins, and then he had some that were actually priced as is. But for the prices that I got these at, they were all $5 a piece, which I'll definitely grab these. And Middle West #1, first print for $5. Yeah, if they ever make this into a show or a movie, definitely have to scoop that up. It was a great read, so I'm happy to grab that. Next was Marvel Comics Presents #121. This was just a cool Venom Wolverine cover, and it was newsstand. So for $5, definitely scoop that up, because some of these, for some reason, started heating up. So definitely grab those. And the last $5 one that I grabbed from there was Fantastic Four #245. And this is the first time that we see Franklin Richards as an adult. He basically, becomes an adult, and then by the end of the book, he's back to a child again. He, uses his powers to do that. But that's a good book, starting to heat up, especially with the mention of, yes, I have kids in the Doctor Strange movie. Spoilers, all that jazz. Next, another book that I pick up when I find it for $1, and that is X-Men #245, and this is a Rob Liefeld cover, newsstand, and these, when they start getting to like that, I think it's 1989. When they start getting into the late 80s, early 90s is when the newsstand direct starts to flip. So when you see newsstands in this era, it's usually better than direct. When you get to the middle of the 80s, they're pretty much even, and then when you get earlier on, direct editions are actually better than newsstands, which some people misconstrue that, and they're like, oh yeah, I see a newsstand book from the late 70s. It's like, yeah, most of them, like 80% of them were newsstands. So newsstands don't really flip and become more valuable or more rare until like the late 80s, early 90s, and then when 2000s, it's absolutely newsstands all day. So it's funny because some of his earlier work I enjoy more than now. But whenever you get his early works on X-Men, you scoop those up. Next is Web of Spider-Man #1. It's the first print, and this is the quote-unquote first appearance of Harley Keiner, the kid who was in the movie. So for $1, you can't beat it. It's nice little spec, and if it doesn't pan out, it was only $1. Next is Avengers number 36, and I believe this started heating up because of the Chadwick Boseman tribute, and there was also some spec in there with the Moon Knight and Black Panther battle there. So, but for $1, again, you can't pass that up. Next is, yep, this was in the dollar bin. First appearance of Legion, so that was pretty cool. So I definitely did not pay $15. So for $1, I definitely scooped that up, and I actually asked the guy, and I made sure. I was like, "You sure this is in the dollar section?" He's like, "Yep." It's like, okay. So I grabbed that. Next, I grabbed, and again, these kind of dropped because of the whole Batman Beyond, debacle, annual, whatever, and stuff like that. But for $1, I grabbed them. Batman Superman 22, they had that in there, and 23. So, for the set, for $1 a piece, definitely gonna grab those. These next ones, I believe, yeah, these were all a buck a piece too. So they basically said that if there was books that were front and back, it was just a buck or whatever, we'll just keep them as one. So I was like, oh, cool. And they basically had Crisis on Infinite Earth number 4, Direct Edition, and Newsstand Edition, which I thought was pretty cool. I believe this is like the 3rd appearance of John Constantine, but for a buck, which ended up being about 50 cents because there was 2 books in here. Yeah, I'll take that. And another one that was pretty cool that actually had 2, again, front and back, and it was $1. And that was Ms. Marvel number 6, which this was like the first appearance of the Investor, I think. And then also 13, which is, I believe, another first appearance. But again, any Ms. Marvel books right now are probably going to spike because of the show. So if you can get your hands on those for cheap, definitely grab them. And so these next books are not from the con. Those are all the books that I picked up from the little show. The rest of these books are from an LCS that was about 20 minutes away from the show. So on the way back home, we decided to stop off at another LCS. And these are some of the books that I picked up from there. So I got Silver Surfer number 8, Newsstand. And I believe this is like the first appearance of a character that could possibly be in the Thor Love and Thunder. I might be wrong, but I know this book started to heat up, and whenever you can find a newsstand copy for $4, because they tend to heat up, even though this is 1987, but newsstand copies tend to draw more attention, and for $4, you can't beat it. These next ones were ones that I was like, I am definitely not passing these up. There was no prices on them, just some stickers. So I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, me and my brother were like, what's the deal with the stickers? What does that mean? He's like, oh, no, it's just a sticker. If it has no price on them, that means they're cover price. So I was like, yes, please. Miles Morales number 9. So again, if any early Miles that you can grab for cover price, you grab them. And not only they had number 9 there, they had 2 copies. So definitely grab both of those. And then also in there was number 7, which this book is starting to heat up as well. So grab that for cover price. And what did they have? Another number 7. So basically grabbed all of those because, again, any early Miles, you can grab them for cover price, $5 or whatever it is. You definitely scoop those up because they will be shooting up soon. All his books obviously have been spiking, and there's no lack of his books going down. There's going to be an extreme trickle-down effect with all his other books starting to be coming out of reach. So all these other little minor keys is definitely starting to pop. So snag those when you can. All right, that was it for my haul. What'd you guys think? Did I do good for $80? I think I did pretty well. And hopefully I'll be going to a couple of more of these. We'll be looking out for some more local cons, more local shows. I think we were able to score better deals, especially with like dollar bins and stuff like that, because there was more focus on the comics and not like, artists and cosplay and all that stuff. It was basically just like, hey, we're going here, books galore, just go digging, right? So I think that was really cool, and hopefully we can find some more of those, and hopefully I can get some more videos out to you guys. All right. So until next time, talk to you later. Peace.